Hello and welcome to AWS Certified Solution Architect course. In this video, we will discuss some practical scenarios of Route 53. So let's go on to the instances and see what are the instances we have. We have two running instances which we created in previous videos, Web Server 1, Web Server 2, and we have a ELB. So now we see the A record of ELB is quite complicated. If you give this to some user, he will he will not be happy in remembering this whole DNS name. So what we can do is we can create DNS alias for this DNS name. Let me go to DNS Route 53 service. Okay, it's here. So I'll go to Route 53 service and I will create a alias record for this load balancer. So let's first let me show you what it is doing and we will compare the results. So if we click here, it's prompting some the default image that we have put on the web server. So it's just doing that. So it should do that same with the alias record as well. So let me go and check what is the domain that is registered. So we have already registered this domain and we are going to create some records in this domain that will point to the elastic load balancer. So we have NS record, name server record, and start of authority record, and some two other records which we will discuss later. So I will now create a alias record. Let's keep it like this. www dot our domain name. What is the type? It should be alias record. Okay, alias or CNAME. So we'll just, oh sorry, we have to click on this. We have to just click on this. Okay, let me create it again. Okay, what I will do, I'll just give www dot, okay, it will be alias record. Target, it will prompt the ELB. So we can see we have this ELB DNS name. We'll just select that. Okay, so the DN it's selected. Now the routing policy. So there are 5 routing policies: simple, weighted, latency, failover, geolocation. Simple is just like it will do nothing other than just routing the traffic from the alias record to the ELB. Weighted will be like if you want to um, transfer 20% traffic to some other ELB or 80% to some other ELB, so that there we can use weighted, like some it's like we are just distributing traffic according to uh, the usage. And third is latency, that means whichever is taking less time it will go there. And fourth is failover, it will be used when you want a backup server, a backup resource to take place when the primary is failed. So in that case failover will take care. Now, and the last one is geolocation. So geolocation means whatever name server it will find nearby, it will contact that to resolve the DNS request. So let's currently go with simple. We don't need health check right now. So I'll just click on create. Okay, so now this DNS record is created for ELB. Now let's go and check if it's working fine. Okay, what's the issue? Okay, so there was a dot at the end, so that's why it was telling bad request. So now it's working fine. The same result we were getting with ELB as well. So let's go to ELB. Yeah, correct. So okay, it's this one is taking from the second server, this one is taking from first server. So anyway, this is working fine. That's a good news. Now the second thing, how to do the health check. So for health check, since this DNS record sets take time in creation and some replication, so I already created the health check and in this task we will do so now we will do a cross region high availability. So if we go to the instances, we have instance web server 1, web server 2. So I will just put this web server 2 as shut down. I'll just shut down it so that there is no confusion. Now we have web server 1. This is in region Mumbai, and I have already created one instance in region North Virginia that will take the role of web server 2. It will just show the default IIS page. Okay, so it's there. It will show the default IIS page. Let me take you there. Yep, it's working correctly. So now first thing we have to do is we have to create a health check. So I had created one health check, but it was healthy sometime before, but it's showing unhealthy because there is some activity maybe going on within Amazon. That's why it's not reachable. If you see here, it's the health checker is failing, could not establish a connection within AWS. There is some activity going on in AWS, so that's why it's showing unhealthy. So let me show you the concept, what is behind this cross region high availability. So if I as I show you that there is a web server in Mumbai region and there is a web server in North Virginia region. So what we are trying to achieve is if the server in Mumbai region goes down, then the North Virginia web server should take its role. So in this case, the Mumbai server will be the primary server and North Virginia server will be secondary server. So I have already did a configuration of all this. So let me take you there. So if I click here on the hosted zone, so I have created this record. This is the Mumbai region. This will take the role of primary. So as you can see here, I have just given the www2 dot the domain name that we have registered. Alias, this is not alias. TTL I have set to 60 seconds. This is the IP of the Mumbai server. Or I think you can trust me. This is the server of this is the IP address of Mumbai server. And routing policy we have selected failover, and we are making this server as primary. So failover record type is primary. Health check, yes. So I have included the health check, regional health check that we have created for this, and we have saved this record. So and again we have created a record for the secondary one as well. We have given the IP address of the server in North Virginia. If you see the IP address 34.200.216.191, so that is there, that is written here. It's again a failover type, and we have marked this as a secondary, and we don't need a health check here because in production scenario we can create this so that if this server is going down, if health check is failing on this server, it will be fail over to the primary one, so that we can do in production environment. But here I've just created for demo, so I have not created any health check for this one. So this is done. So DNS entry is done for both the servers in both regions. Health check is created. Let me go through the health check. The health check is created for Mumbai server. Okay, so if you see the information in the health check, I have given a name of the health check, IP address. This is the IP address of the Mumbai server. Protocol HTTP. I have given some name, but that is not required as well. Port number is required. Path you don't need to mention for Windows server. Request interval I have kept it to fast. Failure threshold 1, and I have just used the recommended setting. All these things are done. Now since the health check is failing, so what should be a result here? So it's failing, that means the request should always go to the secondary server. So this is the secondary server, the North Virginia one. If I take you here, it will give the default web page. Now let's do one thing. I'll go to the hosted zone. I will take the IP address of the record. Sorry, I will take the DNS record. Both DNS records are same. They are pointing to primary and secondary. So I'll go there. It should be pointed to the secondary server. So it's pointing to North Virginia. That means our health check is working well. So if our failover is working well, so if the health check is passed, so what will happen? It will go to the primary server that is in Mumbai. So thank you for listening. Have a great day.